Good evening and welcome everyone to the regular council meeting for February 5th, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. And if there's any volunteers that would like to deliver the land acknowledgement. Yeah, go ahead.
The town of Smoky Lake respectfully acknowledges that we are situated on Treaty 6 territory, the traditional lands of First Nations and Métis.
Thank you. Moving on to the adoption of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions?
I'll move.
Are you adding anything?
The adoption.
Did you want the update or?
Yeah, I'd prefer, to get updated on the last meeting.
Okay.
That was there.
So we'll have addition just for an update only so we'll move that to 14.2. So 14.1 is the land. And then 14.2 will be the special meeting update on January 22nd.
That would have to be in camera too, I believe.
And I'll be adding to 14.3 to close session. We're going to do a CAO check-in, and it's according to our policy 14, it will be 4.13 of the policy A25/2024, the CAO performance appraisal. So Deputy Mayor Kudlak has the motion to accept the agenda.
Do you want a motion to rearrange the numbers?
Do you want me to? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving the numbers, everything up one from after 5. 5 becomes 14 and everything moves up one category. And I'm sorry in advance. I always make my templates months in advance, so I'm not changing the numbers. For example, I was talking to Councillor Scarf and I said, give the update in 10.1, Councillor reports. And so it's going to be, but I can call them out as we go along. So would you like that motion first or?
It can be included with the additions.
Okay, so the addition to the numbering, 14.2, update only from the January 22nd special meeting, 14.3, CAO check-in. Deputy Mayor has an option, or has the motion, all in favor? The motion is carried, thank you. Moving on to the adoption of the previous minutes and the action list, 3.1. Okay, Councillor Scarf
Minutes.
Is adopting the minutes from January 13th, 2026, the regular council meeting minutes. All in favor? Motion is carried. 3.2, January 22nd, 2025 special council meeting minutes for the purpose of public works and personnel. Councillor Rosicek, do you have that motion?
Yep.
Okay, that's all in favor. The motion is carried. Thank you. So 3.3. Councillor Churn, would you like to accept the action list from January 13th, 2026 and January 22nd, 2026 as presented?
Yep.
All in favor? Motion is carried. And 2, if there's any omissions or edits that you are noticing in the minutes, please bring that up at this time. And if you want me to slow down a little bit, I can do that as well. I'm going to move to accept the and now I said that and I kind of lost 3.4. Yeah, November 18th to January 5th, 2026 council meeting action list. Any questions regarding the items on the action list? All in favor? Thank you. The motion is carried. So I'd like to, so we have 3.5, the Q4 action list. I have a couple of questions. Maybe this is a good time. I was just looking if we're on track with our delegations. Is Mr. McDonald joining us in person or online? Okay, welcome. Hi. Oh, we have a formal introduction for you. Welcome. Join us. Yeah, your perfect timing. Do you need a minute to catch your breath or we can?
I can jump right in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, James. Some of us have seen you before and welcome you to Smoky Lake. For new council, we're gonna do a roundtable of introductions. We'll start to the left.
Well, I know you from the screen. My name's
Yes.
Tegan Stark, and I'm a new counselor here.
Dan Fogler, State Mayor.
Yeah, Marianne, prosecutors, Rusi.
Bruce Chern, counselor.
Miss Rose, counselor.
Carly Orchowski, Legislative Services Clerk.
Molly Fighton, CAO for Town of Fort.
Still Briggs, Assistant CAO.
And in joining us tonight, you might not be able to see the people on the screen, but there's no council, but we have some support staff, our director from FCSS.
Rochelle, that's his house.
Ashley Lee, Van Public Works.
And Ben, you're welcome to say hi too. He's the next gentleman up with the coops. So go ahead, James, the floor is yours, and thank you and welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me out. Sorry if I'm stumbling over my words or whatever. I actually just came from the dentist, so my tongue is like twice as large for some reason as I. But thank you. I'm the executive director at Northern Lights Library System. You guys are longtime members, and so we really appreciate that. You actually joined 62 other municipalities, reserves, settlements. And so, in fact, just this last, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I guess now, Kikino Métis Settlement has formed a local library board and joined the system. So we're very excited to have them. They are the 5th Indigenous community to form a local library board in the region and to join Northern Lights Library System. And actually only the 7th, I think, in the province. So Northern Lights has been doing a really great job of inviting these folks to join us, and it just strengthens the system. It increases the number of materials we have and revenue we have. So we're glad to have them and enjoying that. So there's a lot that Northern Lights does for you. I'm going to leave with you our service catalog and our implementation plan and budget. Just some light reading. So you can't sleep, this will take care of you. But I'll talk to this value statement. I try to come out once a year just to say hi to council, let you know that we still exist and we're working hard and what we're doing with your money. Like I say, there's so much I could talk about, but I try to keep it to mostly the circulation just because those numbers are powerful and gives you a sense of what we do. But beyond that, I'll just mention, everything from their website to the internet, to the computers, to programming help, policy help, those things. We do all of that for your library. And we just make sure that they can obtain the help that they need to deliver services they couldn't otherwise do. So in 2025, your community actually took out just 1,498, almost 1,500 ebooks and e-audiobooks, which is pretty great, and 3,400 print books were circulated in the community, just in the Smoky Lake, not the county, the Smoky Lake, which is pretty awesome. Your staff reached out to our staff at headquarters there 75 times. There's only 52 weeks in the year, so you can see it's pretty regular. They're in touch, and that can be for ordering office supplies, to policy help, to help with computer software, all sorts of things. So sometimes they're quick and sometimes they're multi-day questions that are being asked. You ordered almost 300 books through Northern Lights, which is great because they can order on their own or like buy stuff on their own and get reimbursed. But when you order through us, we get some pretty steep discounts because we tend to buy about $400,000 worth of books a year. And so that commands some steep discounts. So you save $2,000, almost $2,100 just alone in the savings through buying bulk through us, which is great. And an additional $850 in like cataloging, processing, cataloging, putting the stickers on them and getting them ready for people to use. So you're saving quite a bit of money there. Your cost to be a member of Northern Lights is $5,300 a year. We take $2.15 per person of that as a capital. That's for purchases of books. And the county also contributes to that. So while you're paying $5,300 to be members of Northern Lights, the library has $4,700 set aside for the purchase of books. And they can purchase them through us, like I said, or they could buy them and can reimburse them. Also, because the county is a member of Northern Lights Library System, they qualify for a grant through the province. The province sends Northern Lights that money and we redistribute it on their behalf. And so they send to Smoky Lakes Library $6,800 through that grant as well. So we're appreciative of that. The reality is that, you know, you could say, well, why don't we just take that $5,300 and just buy people books they want to read, you know? Well, you wouldn't get very far. Your community used $212,000 worth of books in 2025. So that's what you would have paid. So for every dollar you're investing in Northern Lights, you're getting $65.64 back in kind of that return on investment, which is pretty great. Normally right now I would talk about, you know, the system at large, et cetera, but I think maybe something a little different. I mean, we are delivering 800,000 books and stuff like that through the system at, you know, the Northeast here all the time. But I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the electronic resources that we've added just in 2025, because we're always adding and kind of refining what we provide. And sometimes, you know, it's nice to know as counselors, like this is some stuff we've got that we should talk to our people about, make sure they're aware. So just in 2025, we added several resources. One, the Athletic magazine online. So if you're into sports stats, sports analysis, that kind of stuff, the Athletic is available. You don't need to be buying that. Go to the library and get it online, get it directly. The other is Transparent Language. This is like a language learning app, which is really great. So if you want to learn another language, French or Spanish or whatever, get on there. It's just like Duolingo. One of the reasons that this is also exciting is that when you get people in your community that maybe not have English as their first language, maybe it's Ukrainian or something else, this would be really helpful for them to learn English. Not only that, we also chose this because it actually includes Cree. So if you want to learn a little Cree and impress your neighbors and get to know them a little bit, go get on to Transparent Language and learn a few Cree words, and they might be like, where did you learn that? So check that out. The other thing we added was 3 collections in Overdrive or Libby. I don't know if some of you are use the library, but we added the all access romance, mystery, and comics collections. So one of the things about library online, you'll know if you're a big user, sometimes there could be a long wait. You know, I've got one book I put on hold. I just looked a month ago and I'm 53rd in line. So I'll get it one of these days. But you know, we don't have an unlimited budget, but these all access collections are great. There's no waits, it's simultaneous use. There's several thousand titles and they're regularly refreshed. And so if you're just looking for something new, you don't want to wait, you want to download 3 or 4 books, you go to Mexico or whatever, this is the collection for you. So you can find that through the TrackPack app. But also, just at the end of the year, we added this cool resource called Canopy with a K. Canopy is a media streaming platform. So it's really documentaries, BBC TV series, movies, etc. Very much like Netflix. You can get it on your laptop or your phone or your Fire TV or Apple TV. You can download the app, sign up for an account with your library card. It's unlimited streaming. And so you can watch, and they, you know, if you like documentaries, this is the space to be. This is the app to have. So check that out. But these are the kinds of things that we make available to your community. There's newspapers, there's digital newspapers, there's all sorts of stuff beyond this, and we're going to continue to refine that. And so keep checking that out. Get your library card. You know, if you don't have one, I encourage you to go get one. And if you're talking to your residents, say, hey, when was the last time you were at the library? Check it out. There's all sorts of really exciting things there, and they're paid for it. So we really appreciate your involvement in the system. We're doing really well financially. I should say we're spending what we're receiving. We're not you know, in a bad spot or anything like that. We tend to stick to a 1.5% levy increase. Not saying that's what it's going to be next year, but most likely the board is pretty keen on less than inflation, modest, regular, so that you can plan for that. But we still haven't broached the budget for this coming year, so. There is a concerted effort across the province. The libraries have gotten together to encourage the provincial government to hand us a little bit more money. The last increase we had was 5 cents, and that was in 2023. Before that, it was 2015. We got about 5 cents then too. So there has been a couple resolutions you may have seen at RMA and AV Unis, which both went through to help support libraries. And so we're hoping the province will come a little bit more to the table here. But if not, we're going to continue to use the money as best we can and as efficiently as we can, so you guys can be confident that it's going being spent well. I'm happy to take any questions or concerns, thoughts, suggestions.
So looking around the room, everyone wants to talk at once, but I too, just to share, I visit the library quite often. I was there today as well. And I'm very proud of our library here in the town, and the staff are so good.
Yeah, Lisa
They're
does a
very
great
well
job.
versed. She does.
Yeah.
And a lot of children are currently there programming, after school programming as well. So thank you. Any other questions for James?
For this Canopy app, do we have to go in and sign in? Can you just use your library card?
You create a sign in with your library card.
Okay.
So the first time you sign in, you'll sign in with your library card, and then you'll create another username and password. Sorry about that. But once that's in, once you're kind of signed in, you're signed in. It's like Netflix on the TV. Now that I have it downloaded.
And that's the
I
same
just-
for Overdrive. It's just an app that you just sign in.
Yeah, it's an app. Well, with Overdrive, you'll be able to use your library card all the time.
Oh,
So
that's really awesome.
yeah, and so Overdrive is excellent. You know, when we live in places like this, you drive a lot, so you're into audiobooks. It's great for audio, because an audiobook, like I was just looking yesterday on an Audible for a book I wanted, and it was $75 for that book, right? So I can just get it through the library.
Yeah, no doubt, without the weights, that's really nice.
Thank you. And at this time, I just wanted to ensure if there's any comments, questions from our admin team, and okay, well, we appreciate you coming out and
You're
your
welcome.
comments.
Yeah, no worries. I'm happy that, it's fun when you come out and just share this, and sometimes there's questions, sometimes they're not. And I'm happy either way.
I have one more question. Rochelle, in the welcome wagon, do we have anything about
It's funny, I just made a note.
Did you?
Because I was
They
just like,
have
this
a
would
great
be great
welcome
to
wagon.
add to the welcome wagon, and then I was thinking CLC, like with their English as a second language.
Yeah.
And then we have a newcomer navigator as well, so I was thinking between CLC and the newcomer navigator, there might be something.
On the website, there's the ability to sign up for a card online.
Oh,
So
okay.
you even just put a little pamphlet in there that says register online. They have to go into the library within 30 days to get the full card, but they can start using the resources.
Oh, that's
Once it's
great.
midnight on a Sunday or something, they can
Yeah.
start using the resources immediately. So.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, James.
Thanks,
Nice to see you.
Didn't bite my tongue or anything.
I know, you did great.
Safe travels.
Thanks,
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you. Thank you. And just being mindful of the time. Ben, would you like to join us, or Mr. Evans?
Sure. You want me just to come up here?
Sure, if you, or wherever I can.
That's fine.
Don't
Welcome.
worry, I'll sweep up after.
Okay, I'll try not to make a mess.
I know some people know you, but some
Yeah.
people do not, so would you be okay with a roundtable introduction, yourself first?
So my name's Ben Evans, just live in town. I know some of the people here.
Yeah, go ahead, Tegan, we'll start with you and then we'll.
My name's Tegan Starr.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, good luck.
Mary Ann Prosky's Roosty.
Bruce Chern.
Esther Rosichek.
Carly Rachowski.
Crystal. Alrighty, so I'm here today, representing, Delta Waterfowl. So Delta Waterfowl started in 1911, in Manitoba, just north of Portage la Prairie, so it's, very involved in Canada. I've been a volunteer with Delta since 1992. And what I've been doing, I started last year, Delta has a program called the Million Ducks Campaign. And what that means is they're trying to add 1 million ducks to the flyway every fall. Just trying to make more ducks. And one of the ways that they're doing that is with this little thing right here. So this is called a hen house. And so far this year, I've installed 154 of them in the area, plus another 100 last year. So you'll definitely see them all over the place. There's a few close to the road that you can get a good look at. And these go out in the wetlands in the sloughs, and they sit about this high off the water generally. So what this is for is this is a nesting tube for ducks. So this one's still full of straw. If I was setting it, I'd make it a little nicer in there. But what happens is the hens will come along and they'll go right in the middle and they'll make their nest in there. And because they're up high like this and they're off the ground over the water, most of the predators can't get her. So our biologists figure that about 25% of the continental population of female ducks is killed on the nest every year. So these make a huge difference in eliminating that. So in this area here, our natural success rate on nests is less than 10%. And with these, especially once they're established, after a couple of years, it can be as high as 80 or even more. I've been checking them, the 100 that I put in last year, I'm running right about 50% for success, which is awesome. And the reason I'm here today is to ask council's permission to install some on a piece of property that the town owns over on Township Road 600. It's the old dump site.
Oh, yeah.
At the very north end of it, there's a large wetland back there, which would be perfect.
Maturely.
I think so, yes. Yeah, I don't know the names of all of them, but anyway, that's the spot. So it's right at the very north end of the property, and these go right in the wetlands themselves. So they're not in the way of any normal agricultural activities or anything like that.
Just be
And
careful going in there, because there's springs.
oh, and there's a beaver hut too, so I know
There's lots of springs there.
Yeah.
Ice is not.
Yeah, oh, the ice is funny this year.
So, when you were doing, I see you did them on limestone.
Okay, yep, there's a
Yeah,
bunch there.
and so you just drilled a
Mhm.
ice hole
Yep.
out there and then.
I did have some pictures that I got from Ollie, but if anybody wants pictures, I can get you all kinds of stuff, or I can show you on my phone. So the way it works is they go in the winter time, because that's when you can access the sloughs without getting into 10 feet of mud. I drill a hole down through the ice about this size. I have an 8-foot pole that I bang down into the mud till it's about this high. And there's a little cradle that holds this. I drop this right on there and then it just wires on. And then I clean up the inside there a little bit so she could actually get in there a little bit better. Now, the program is absolutely free for the landowners. It's just a matter of permission to do it. They are removable at the landowner's request, hopefully not, but because it's a bit of a pain to get them out, but they can be removed if the landowner decides they want them out. And there's already 4 of them on town land that I put in last year over by the pump house there. There's 2 there that you can see easily. And then by the bridge, I think that's 174 or 175 there. There's one that you can kind of see, and there's another one just up the creek a little bit more. So I already have some on town land, but I hadn't discovered that other spot last year, so I just kind of found it.
Such a cool concept. What is the upkeep on them, like in years to come?
Yeah, so the way it works is I put them in, say this year, and then each winter, every year, each winter, I go back and I freshen them up, restuff them, and there's an app that the biologist has given me. It's got all GPS coordinates and stuff on it, and I take a picture of it and say if it's been used or if it's been tamed or if there's repair or not used. And then the information goes right to the biologist instantly. So, I checked 29 of them today. So that's kind of the main program.
If I was to ask, so the township road, the 600, how many do you think you'd put there?
Well, I haven't been to the spot, I can only see it off the aerial photos. I was kind of pacing them out, the biologist said to put them between, well, 50 to 75 yards apart. It was a good spacing for them. And just going off the aerial photo, which might not be that accurate depending on water levels. It looked like anywhere from 8 to maybe even 15 or 16, just depends on the water level.
It's pretty big, it's pretty.
It's a good size, yeah. And it goes all the way, right off the property, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Now, your placement of these nests, you'd want water there throughout the year then, like not the.
well, that'd be ideal, but even if we just have the spring meltwater.
Yeah.
That's when they're nesting, and they'll travel quite a ways, afterwards to find water if they have to.
Yeah.
But, I've been finding that almost every one of the hen houses I put out last year, if I had water under them, they were used. I had some that the sluice dried up last year, it's just the way it was, and they didn't get used. But,
You have some cards, leave one with me, if it's possible,
Yeah.
and,
Sure.
call.
yeah, yeah, now I am, yes, that's it right there.
Yeah.
I am kind of right at the end of my program for this year, just because my regular job is been called up for an emergency shutdown on Monday. So it's thrown a wrench into my plans a bit, but I am looking to continue the program in the area. And I think just in this general area, I think 400 or 500 is realistic. Like there's lots of little sloughs and things all over the place.
And so then if you were to have any additional ask of council or of the town, how could we better support you? Would there be like photos that you'd like to include or?
Yeah,
write-up
I could totally do that because I know last year there was a few photos went on the town Facebook page about, this is some stuff that we're doing and people really liked it.
Yeah.
And like I said, the program is free. Delta pays for everything. They give me all the materials. Our chapter out of actually builds these.
Oh.
We built 400 this year. We built 400 last year.
Wow.
So
You're a volunteer doing this?
I get paid just enough to cover my expenses to actually
Yeah.
install them.
Yeah, that,
But when it comes to the building them and all that stuff, that's all volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think it comes up later on in the agenda for the decision, but I think it's very positive and your presentation. So in addition to, would you be able to work with administration? And if
Absolutely.
there was some photos that we could create a post or
Yeah.
something to.
I do have some photos now. It's nice when it's a sunny day.
Yeah.
And I have some photos of a hen sitting in the nest from one last year. I marked Federates is just over on 171. And I've got a picture of the hen in there. And I have a picture from this winter when I checked them, of the successful nest, and you can see all the down and from her nest and then the broken eggshells all in there. And it's from the same one. It was a sunny day, so I had decent pictures.
Great.
But yeah, I can definitely get all sorts of pictures and that sort of thing. And all the work is done in the winter time. So it's just a matter of access once to install them, and then once a year, every other year, for the maintenance. The maintenance takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how roughed up they got. I had some today that the Canada geese were sitting on, and they had them. One was a pancake. Yeah, they're big. Hunters, so. But these are for ducks. And the primary birds that use them are mallards. Some of the other puddle ducks will use them as well. The diver ducks don't really use them. They like to nest on floating vegetation. They're a little bit
They like the mud hens and stuff.
yeah, they like different stuff.
That's neat how you just put the wire in the
Really
hot ring.
Yeah,
You just.
so we set them on a table, And the wire is, I think it's about 7 feet long. We've got a little jig made up, so then we just roll them up and we put them on the table, then we put the flax straw on, roll them up, and then we stuff them afterwards. So.
Nice. Any other questions? Even with our admin? Go ahead, Ashley.
How big of a pond do you need?
Size of this room would hold one, for sure. I've got a whole bunch of places that I've looked at, that I'm working on. And I actually have Harley from the county who's helping me with contacting landowners for me that I don't know. Because sometimes it's hard to get a hold of landowners sometimes. I've had some, I've knocked on the door 3 or 4 times, just not caught them. But they're helping with that as well, which is fantastic.
And so then just to confirm, your request is to enter into to have the agreement signed with us and to execute the hen house agreement.
Yeah, and I did give Molly a copy. It's just a written permission slip.
Yeah, we do have it in the agenda. I was just
Oh, okay.
checking what your preference was.
So otherwise, there's no cost to the town in any way. And I can definitely provide photos for any social media type stuff. And I had talked to Hal Ziprick with the school about it too, and he's interested in possibly even helping out with the program a little bit. So, you know, I could maybe get it to expand a little bit.
Ask Hal to put on that slough just west of his place.
That's
There's a
nice
big
spot
one there, yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a couple of the ones where I don't know the landowners. So.
Politics would be one of them. Yeah, talk to politics, the boys at the tire shop.
Okay, yeah, I've got some on theirs, on the highway, Doug's there. But yeah, I don't know everybody because I'm not originally from the area, so I know lots, but not everybody. It's just the way it goes.
Great.
So.
Any other questions or final thoughts, comments for Ben? Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Great.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you.
Yeah, okay, so I can just, I can take off?
Yeah, unless,
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, if anybody wants any sort of pictures or any information at all, Molly's got my info for sure, I think Hartley does, so I'd be happy to get that.
Video too, right?
Yeah, Frank made a video, we were up by Monsley. And he was doing it with his drone. So he was following me around with us, but so. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
everybody.
See you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's lots of spots up there.
We're going to go back to 2.5, the action list for Q4. So I'm looking at motion, so I'm on page 21. I'm looking at motion number 798, and it was made from previous council October 6th. Sorry, did I tell you the wrong page?
What's the number?
It's just the first page on our
Yeah, Q4, so it's on page 19, and it's motion 798. So that motion was made October 6th of 2025, so that's about 4 months ago. And we're looking at, it's to come back to a future meeting. I'm just wondering, can we get an update on the timeline for that one? It's the Métis, or it's the solar, so it's the solar project. And we're looking, in my mind, we're about a year behind. It's the Community Development Fund. So would admin have a targeted date or?
Yeah. We've been trying to line up, it's Ron Henderson with the MNA, Métis Nation of Alberta. We were gonna reach out, we've been trying to coordinate a few different dates and he couldn't make it in January, so he had asked about February 10th, but I had advised him that that was a meeting dedicated towards budget. So that was kind of something we would need to reach out to him when we had the March meeting, everything finalized on that end, which maybe after tonight that we'll have that.
Okay, so then would it be could we amend that motion with a date, or would you prefer another motion? I'd like to go forward with developing that community fund in draft. And then we'll plug in the data, because we're waiting for information, and we're getting farther and farther and farther behind.
Yeah, so the motion as it currently stands doesn't have a date, so it's still a standing motion. So it's really just a matter of what we can make work with him, but at this point, it would be suggested that it be at the March meeting, so can reach out to him to see if that'll work for him, March 3rd.
Okay, sure. So what I'd like to do then, because if you don't mind, I'm gonna make a subsequent motion just, or I could put it on, as an action item, sorry, as a CAR. This council needs to know about the community development fund, and even if we had a draft or a bit of a high level overview, despite not having that data to plug in, and it's based on a 15% revenue based from the solar farm at the Métis Nation, at Métis Crossing.
That's what I was gonna ask, guys. So what's the deal? Did we have actually documentation showing us the final?
Yeah.
The agreement, the signed papers and everything?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the agreement's in place, and it's been operational for now 2 years.
That's right.
We were supposed to develop the fund after the first year to get the data based on the 15% of the revenues, and nothing's been done.
Yeah, so with last council, what I had drafted, or fine-tuned, Crystal, I believe had drafted before my time, the schedule that was to be implemented in order to get the funds released. And so that is what was brought back to the last council, but they did not want to move forward with signing it until additional information was received on the revenue side of things. So that's when we had reached out to him to we've been trying to line up that delegation for a few months with him, but on his end. So again, there's a motion standing, so
Yeah, it's left wide open. It's like it's 4 months, right?
yeah. But it's because he hasn't been able to attend, so I think you can leave this with administration to try and schedule him in for the March meeting when the meeting schedule is approved tonight.
Okay.
We'll know that date.
I
Did I
hope,
get a
sorry, you
copy
guys
of
mind,
that?
it's full.
Please do.
Yeah, I don't think can we update new council with?
Yeah, so for part of the delegation paperwork can include the background for that as well.
But can I get it ahead of time? The agreement that was put into place?
Sure, the current agreement, yeah, that actually, I think that's a copy of what we had provided you
When?
a while back. Remember when I gave you some of the financials? Oh, well, anyways, we can circulate that to council for sure ahead of time. If they want a little bit more reading, yeah.
So the first part of the motion is accept for information the draft supplemental agreement. If that could go out to all council, whenever doable, just via email, and then we'll look towards getting Mr. Henderson booked in as a delegation, or somehow getting that data, because I just don't want to lose track of it. And yes, I know it's an open motion, but we need to start kind of making the plan. Yep. Okay, so thank you for that. And at this time, I'd like to move to accept the Q4 action list, unless there's any more discussion, questions, or comments.
I'll move to accept that.
Okay, Councillor Scarf has that motion to accept the Q4 action list as presented. All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. So we're moving on to now. I think what we'll do is we'll go into what was originally 5.1 that we, because I was selfish, moved to 14.1 and didn't want to redo the numbers. And we're going to go into 14.1. It's the town property updates. And so I would have the motion that the town of Smoky Lake go into closed session to discuss the following matter pursuant to the ATIA section 29, advice from officials at 6:41 p.m. And I'm going to call the question on the motion. All in favor? The motion is carried. We're going into closed session. We're going to have a motion to come out of closed session at 7:29 p.m. Were you putting your hand up for that?
Sure.
And that's made by Deputy Mayor Kodlak. All in favor? Motion is carried. We're going to have a motion from Councillor Fern to direct administration to research
Development opportunities.
boundaries.
We're going to have a motion to direct administration to research development options as discussed in closed session. All in favor? The motion is carried. We're also going to have a motion to go back into closed session. Before we do, Councillor Scarf.
Yeah, I would like to declare pecuniary interest and step out.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Thank you. Going back into closed session at 7:30 PM. All in favor? I have the motion. The motion is carried. Thank you. Councillor Rosacek has the motion to come out of closed session at 7:32 PM. All in favor? Thank you. The motion is carried. Next in the queue is Councillor Churn has a motion to list the property at 55 Whiter Street with real estate agent Michael Lett at the listing price of $129.9 on a real estate agreement or term of determined by the realtor. All in favor? The motion is carried. Please call the back in. So, we'll just wait for Tegan for a moment. Would it be okay with everyone if we could do, get the development report or with administration, would it be okay if we moved on to not necessarily the administrative report, but 6.3, development quarterly update? And that's prepared for us on page 45. Would that be okay? Tegan, we're gonna swap the, we're gonna flip-flop in the agenda.
Okay, sounds good.
So we're on page 45. And would anyone have any questions for Pam at this time?
We're on 7.3, are we?
Yeah, but I changed it to 6.3. Remember, selfishly did that. To not confuse everybody, just myself. So I just made a note of it, and I always ask you the same thing. So I'm at the bottom of page 45. When we look at the bottom, which is bolded, and the estimated cost for dwellings, I think that increases our assessment. Would you say the same thing?
Yes.
So have we seen the overall assessment report yet for 2020?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so thank you for that. I think we're a step in the right direction of progress, and I was gonna ask you just a quick question from your other report in admin. So when you say that you're taking calls on that, do you think part of your role maybe shifts over to a bit of economic development? Are we getting some calls of business activity, or is it just more development opportunities?
Yeah, I guess it could be considered some economic development. People do call about like the Tipsy Cow, like I talked to some people about that. They're asking about building and things like that.
And I can jump in, I also do field a lot of those calls where I will send to Pam if she's got more of that business history on those as well, so.
Yeah, and I think just to tell council where I'm going with this, as we move forward with the organizational review and everything, do we need to identify maybe bringing on more staff, and if we're doing some economic development, or if we're having some additional resources? Yeah, just to plant that seed, so.
And it's something that kind of already identified that preliminary for the efficiency conversations. We do have that ACP grant in through the support of all of our regional partners to do the economic development framework. So the town is the managing partner on that, and if we are successful with that, one of those objectives in that grant is to have a regional economic development officer. So that could be a town-based position, or that could be simply through the RCDC committee. But either way, that would end up in resources required probably across the region internally as a municipality, but for sure from the town standpoint.
Yeah.
So it's just something to be mindful of as that unfolds. I don't know the success of that grant yet, but that's something that we'll find out in March.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that. Any other questions for the development quarterly report update?
Nope.
So we have.
Is there an update on? Maybe I'll just hold on, never mind, sorry.
Would you like to make some?
Related to Pat Wood.
Yeah,
The appeal?
yes,
It's scheduled now for February 18th.
okay. Thank you.
So at this time, thank you for the recommendation. We're going to move that, Councilor Scarlett will move. If
Yes,
that's okay, that the town of Smoky Lake accept for information the development officer quarterly report from September 26th to January 2nd, 2026. All in favor? Thank you. The motion is carried. And anything else in the agenda, Carol?
Yeah. I guess it's 7.5, the update about Harvest Gold Drive, that's lovely.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
oh, 7.5.
I think it's well,
7.5.
8.5 and
8.5.
yours, but
Oh, it's 8.5, okay, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
4703 Harvest Gold Drive information.
It's page 86 for everyone. And thank you for preparing that. It goes back a couple years, hey? Yeah. So we had had a motion to get more information about this last meeting, and it's prepared for us based on what was provided in terms of, you can see the roadway and how that's accessed.
I had a good look at this and accessing industrial property through residential streets.
it's pretty tricky.
I don't think it's such a smart move. I know that it has not been this council, or this was done in 2000, I believe.
2018.
Yeah.
2018.
Now, was there not an access off of the service road between the Shell and the milk plant?
No.
Where was it?
No.
Where was it before this was developed or originally? They're pretty, to me, to be honest with you, I think this access from the residential is kind of a patch.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a problem for sale, I think.
No,
That was the only development plan that could work at that time without, you're only dealing with so much right of way access. So that was the only logical spot, just because that's how the properties were split up. So what would be your other option? There is no other option.
Well, really, like the development plan, like, I'm just.
Cause I was there at the time when we were doing this. So
there
we had
should-
to come up with some form of another access for emergency services to get into that property if it was ever developed. So that was part of the deal.
Well, the emergency services could come through residential, that's not a problem. You just don't want super Bs.
Yeah,
Rolling
like-
through that.
That's where you- that's where
Industrial
you
traffic
make
through
a
residential.
restriction. That you can
Access.
only run light vehicles through there.
So
You're not gonna be running semis past the church going into the
Right,
back alley of the
the residences area.
car wash.
but it's,
Regardless, that's access like through the corner from the back lane on one side of the church, or the asphalt street in front of the church. That's the only access. So to me, well, it's kind of late now, but there should have been access off the service road.
That was the only one of the engineering drawings that would work.
Like you couldn't do an access between the back, like the Mount Planter Baptist Church and the Shell. You couldn't come through there.
Yeah.
That's
that
what's
would be-
closed now.
What's
If you
that?
look at the drawing, that's the part of the road that got closed, behind the red. The red square,
oh,
a rectangle, sorry, so my page is glitching so bad.
88, yeah.
That's directly to the side there is where it got closed, but there is still a lane beside the south parcels, and then there's a lane beside the car wash that could be developed.
So
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that a lane, that means it's a back alley you wanna develop. that goes right beside the church.
But what, if I may,
Or-
so what the option was, in order for the Baptist church, the old milk plant to move forward, they needed to have this problem rectified. So what's happening now is the trucks are taking a shortcut through the car wash, okay? So this is the best of the worst situation. And in order for their plans to get their premise or their vacancy permits going forward, they need to have it recognized as emergency service. So we're only facilitating a process. We're trading a bit of land. And it's just, yeah. That's about, yeah. That's the long answer, the short answer.
And this was subdivided in 2018, like
Be honest
what
with you,
Alana just said, and that was
This
the,
won't answer.
Well,
but we don't have anyone applying for development right now.
True.
Sorry,
Not a
sorry.
concern.
so, okay, so just hang on 1 second. So is this a recommendation that you stand by, or are you suggesting something else?
Oh, I don't know. I was just bringing this for information. We don't have a development.
What
request
happens if
there.
you-
This was what was approved in 2018.
What happens if you then accessed between the Shell and the car wash, cause trucks go back there anyway? And if you came, between the Shell and the car wash, if
There's
you
that
access
drainage
there,
ditch.
because then you could access right to the co-op.
Actually, that would work better, but that means buying some land
Yeah.
off of the
Right.
wash and off of Shell.
Right.
They've got their fuel tanks right close.
I thought there was an easement right away.
I thought it was for the church. This is for the church to get going with their parking lots and everything.
That's
The
right,
town
that's right. But
owns
like,
that land because there's an easement right away
you know,
that runs in
what,
between Shell and car wash.
So-
if the church owns those two lots there, the
I
lot
remember.
that the milk plant sits on, and the open lot beside to the south of it, well, an access road, a central access road to the back lot would be a good a good placement for it would be on the very south end of the church property and at the very north end of the Rat Miller.
Yeah, you can do either
Okay.
place.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just recap a little bit. We'll go to Pam. The motion was to bring back the information, and that's what they've done. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
So now, if we're suggesting to do something different from what the motion is, we're going to maybe bring in get an update from the Baptist Church in the future, or see what works. But we had a motion in place. This was all in the background, and then we wanted to have information, and that was done. So I think, unless you can tell me something different, go ahead, Pam.
No, just this lane that you're seeing on this page here is closed. That's gone.
The green one.
The green,
No, red is where the church is, green is this parcel we're talking about, and it was a lane there, but that is what we closed and is being consolidated to the church. It's not, there's not anything that's gonna be there anymore. Those two parcels are gonna be touching.
so you're trying to say that a possible access between the south end of the Baptist church lot and the north end of
Rat Miller.
Rat Millers, that's not possible?
That area, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Is it closed?
No, it is.
No, she's saying it's
It
possible.
is. This yellow part is possible.
But that's not what the church wants.
The church is done.
Oh,
The
sorry.
church is done.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, we can have access here.
I thought there was a right of ways,
Access.
way out.
Under a yellow line, that yellow line would be the access then, from the south?
That's an undeveloped lane. Yeah.
Okay, so you go right by Big Way.
Okay,
Go right by Big Way.
That's an undeveloped lane. There is a right of way right there. That
So-
orange line that comes off that road
Okay,
here
so,
is a right of way.
we have to be a little more specific, like just showing us a lot on a distance, it's kind of tough for me to see.
Road
But
out in
what
here.
I am saying, if you're listening, what I am saying and asking then, that the access is between the co-op property and Bigway?
Yeah,
Is that the access? And behind on the east side of Grant Miller property? Is that it?
No, the access as outlined in the report is off 49th Avenue.
No, but like a better access.
But if-
Can there be a better access?
I don't know, because we don't know what's going there.
Okay, so hang on, Nestor,
How can you sell it without access?
but we're not selling it.
With such a poor access?
Hang on, I understand what you're saying. I got Tegan and then I'm gonna weigh in on this and then we'll move on.
Okay, so this came for information. Again, thank you, administration. So I see what you're saying, Nestor. You're saying that there, next to the parking lot, what's gonna be the new church parking lot.
Yep.
And Grant Miller,
Yep.
that there could be a potential road going in there one day, right?
That's what
And I think that we should maybe table this, and when the opportunity arises where somebody is interested in that, and they maybe come and they say, you know, could we have a road through there, then it can be a discussion that we take council time for, because right now it's just, I really feel like we need to move on, and it'll be a discussion when somebody puts an offer
I
in.
got it, I got it.
Okay, I can agree with you, but at
Okay.
the same time, if you have a potential buyer
Mhm.
and there's no real access, what are you promising?
But you
You're
show the
promising nothing.
potential, you say, listen, what,
Potential.
you're here?
Yeah.
You're here,
And
we
you
can
could
make
show
a
them
road
that-
here, we can make a road
That's right,
there.
but
Exactly, and you could show them the yellow road and say, you know what, that's an access right now, it's not ideal, but it is an access right now, and there is potential.
so that yellow line at the moment is an access.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. So there's access.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Better
think that
access
would
than
be-
off of residential
Thank you.
property.
Right,
That's
right.
all I was at.
I was still
Thank
back
you.
on the church part for the emergency services, so thank you. So who would have the motion that the town of Smoky Lake accept for information the update provided regarding lot 22, block 7, plan 06249744703, Harvestful Drive? Who has that motion?
I will.
Okay.
Nestor will.
Nestor, go ahead. Councilor Rosacher, all in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you.
You better give him another smoke break, cause he's getting salty.
Right away here. Okay, so Pam, is there anything else for Pam?
Just if you wanted to discuss the admin report, I have additional.
You want me?
The administration.
Administrative report.
Sure, we'll go to 6.1, administration report.
7.1 for us, yeah.
Which one is it?
7.1.
I'm on page 32. We're gonna flip, we're gonna go a little bit farther to page
Development. It's 3 of 6 for us, guys. 3 of 6.
It's on 34 of 202.
Which one, Tegan?
3 of 6.
Oh.
So there's 6 pages, it's development, right, Pam? Okay.
I just want to make a note of the 4th bullet. I know there was some personal concerns in the office, and so thank you for stepping in and having been probably cross-trained to take the payments and the inquiries. So thank you on all of council's behalf that during the one employee had a family situation. That thank you again.
Yeah, well, I'll just say that's year round.
Yeah.
The staff are doing a really fantastic job of always stepping in. You know, staff take holidays and things do come up, and so I wanna say that it wasn't just
Yeah.
a specific time frame.
And I think it's to speak on behalf of that, I think once we see it on the report, council gains that information and awareness that it takes a team, right? So thank
She can
you.
also fix the photocopier.
No, Cheryl did. I couldn't get it to work.
Dan, break the photocopier again.
I walked in the room and you said,
Don't let him
I
use it.
jinxed the room.
Everything blew up.
Yeah,
Thank
all the
you.
staff did a great job.
Thank you, Pam. Go ahead. Do you have anything? Okay.
Oh, good.
Thank you. So we'll continue on 6.1 unless there's any other time sensitive. And then once we do that, we'll probably have a quick recess and then we'll get back at it. Any other questions for administration on the reports that are prepared for us? Thank you again. I'm going to go to my page 33 and
Were you asking if we have any questions about this whole administration?
yeah, we're going.
Okay.
We're going to, and it begins on page 30.
I'm speaking to development, is that what was gonna happen?
No.
We did.
Yeah.
It's already done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you have a question for me?
Yeah.
What page are you on and what's?
Okay.
Okay,
You're
so
saying
that's
that
it.
is not happening?
I'm on page 33. So the motion is on page 32.
She's still talking
And
about.
we're doing the
2
whole
of 6,
report.
yes.
So in these reports, there's administration, the CAO has meetings, I think you're missing your CAO part at the top of
Oh.
page 33, but that's okay, we know it's you. And then we're going on to, we have the development, Pam gave it to us, FCSS, and Public Works. And I think Ashley's here for Public Works.
He's here for all things public works.
Okay.
We're gonna
So-
be prepared.
Yeah, and that brings up a good topic. I'm gonna talk first on Public Works. So yeah, we know we have a vacancy and Ashley is assuming the role, or should he be appointed, or is there anything in terms of governance that we would?
Ashley is I'm not gonna talk about you like you're not here, so sorry. But the
Sorry.
lead hand, team lead, I call it team lead, but has quite naturally been the go-to for a lot of the on-ground leadership. And that's, you know, natural for his current role. So we're actively recruiting for the public works manager. I will at this time mention that we had a public works operator, public works, it's operator / laborer resign this week. So that is something that I wanted to bring up. He just submitted his formal resignation, so we'll have another vacancy on that. So we immediately prepared a job posting, which we will schedule to be out fairly soon so that we don't lose that. He has offered to stay on for the whole month of March so that we don't lose that assistance on the ground with the crew. So back to Ashley.
Yeah, so if I may go back to me, and I didn't mean to talk about you like you're not here. Sorry. I noticed it and I have it in my notes. Previous council talked about, when someone assumes a role, there's we should have an acting pay policy. That's where I'm going with this. So if you're assuming a role, you have extra duties, you're putting in more time, you're being held responsible, accountable, and all these things. And how do we recognize you? So right now we have nothing in place. And this was brought up probably 6, 7, 10 months ago. So part of this, and even though we're talking about public works in context, I would probably be making a motion at the end of all this to direct administration to come back with some sort of acting pay policy, that if this ever happens to any of the other departments, that we recognize the employees that have those skill set and that are willing to step up and fill those responsibilities.
So I can see that as well. We don't have a policy, but we did recognize that Ashley has assumed additional roles with the vacancy. So when we look back, it was as well with Ashley again, he did receive a little bump up. It equates to I think 500. It's already been applied. So, but we should work on a policy so things are more formal going forward.
Don't want to know that part because it's operational, but thank you for doing all that. Again, I just want to recognize and not talk about Ashley like he's not here, but again, any employee that is doing or assuming extra responsibilities and helping the organization move forward. So thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions for Ashley at this time?
I just have a question about, and it's just because I'm on the library board and it was brought up at the library board meeting. So I wanted to just ask you while you're here. Besides the library, there was that sidewalk that Public Works had taken out. Can you just speak to the plan for that? Because right now it's the librarian said that it's quite a mud bath.
As far as I know, they were taking the concrete out because it was cracked and sloped towards the building, causing water to go down towards the foundation.
Yeah.
In the basement.
And since then it was taken out and material was put in. I wasn't part of that at all. And I was left no information on what the plan was going forward on that.
Do we know when that material was put in? I know that week before last I went there. Was it after that? Because it was just mud.
Oh, yeah, it's still mud.
This was way in the whole
Okay.
time.
What's the material that they're planning on putting?
Sidewalk.
The librarian just wanted to know if they're gonna put in gravel for right now, just so that people aren't walking through mud to go in, because that's where you do your after hours drop in. So there's the drop box. I mean, I use the library a lot. So there's a drop box. And so you have to walk through all of that mud to get to the drop box.
The gravel there.
No, there's no, as of 2 weeks ago, there wasn't.
And what's happened as of today, the build right around the building, it's all melted. So yeah.
I'll have to look at it Monday.
Okay,
I honestly
perfect.
was not part of that project at all.
Okay.
It was done when I wasn't here.
So I can just relay that, or that you'll be on, that you'll look at it.
I'll take a look at it, and if we need to bring some gravel, we have some gravel and I scrape up.
Okay.
And we'll get the mud covered up at least until spring when we can deal with it.
Okay.
Sleep's overrated, yeah.
Can you let us know just what ends up happening there?
Yeah.
And then eventually it will be concrete, is that the plan?
I don't know what the plan was.
Well, I think it has to be concrete again, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll have that as a takeaway, and I don't know if it needs to be a motion. But if I may, my concern is those hydrants. Do we know that we have snow removed from all of those hydrants? Because if we go into an emergency and we need
As
that water.
far as I'm aware, they've all been cleaned.
Thank you.
I went in for a drive and I checked them out and we missed a few and we've since gone and cleaned them out.
Yeah, I've seen flags and I even pulled up how many we have on GIS. I'm surprised we have over 60.
72.
Oh my goodness, good to know. Okay, go ahead, Molly.
So since we talked about hydrants,
Yeah, I got Molly. And then I'll come back to you, okay?
I was just confirming with Crystal behind me here and we're talking about the sidewalk, so it is counties.
Oh,
That's county property.
Yeah,
yeah, county owns the building.
building,
The
okay.
building, but the sidewalk was supposed, if I remember correctly from one of the first meetings, the sidewalk was supposed to be the town. And that's what was reiterated at the
sorry,
library.
I'm just learning this too, but I think Crystal just said we lease it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
lease the property,
Yeah,
the building itself, we do some maintenance on it.
As far as the library is concerned, sorry, they assumed that it was the town, not the county, fixing that sidewalk because the town is who ripped it out. And
yeah.
she was saying she would have preferred it to just stay in until they were.
Would it be fair to give admin some time just to research it
Sure.
and it could come
Yeah,
back?
we might need to revisit those
What-
standing motions. There's standing motions on it.
What does that mean?
There's motions saying that we need to repair, like install, but should we be, I guess is more the question, if we do lease it, then. Those motions could be made without, they could have been made without that understanding, so.
Okay, so.
Just to take it off the books if it's not our responsibility or what, or talk to the county and ask them what their plans are, just so somebody's doing something. for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you need a motion that it would come back or it can just come back or
Try and make a motion because it is quite a.
we'll do that after, but I had Dan, go ahead.
Since we were talking about hydrants. When they were flushed. Or that doesn't, there's no practice of that anymore.
No, we flushed certain hydrants throughout the town, especially on the dead-ended lines to refurbish the chlorine level in the water. There's currently one that we can't. Something happened down beside it. Nika Fork is actually having this next week to take a look at it.
So every single hydrant was supposed to be operational, so.
Into that.
Okay,
Really tiny.
And there's supposed to be a plan put in place to turn every hydrant in the spring and fall. And that was left, I'm not sure where. John was working on a plan to set up somebody to have every hydrant operational.
But that's part of the work plan now, we're.
It is. So that has been put in motion to come up with a scheduled plan to have the hydrants properly open and closed every year, twice a year, they're supposed to be done. And I think that's law.
Yeah.
That's
So previous to this, those hydrants weren't flushed?
previously, to my knowledge, no, not properly, not every one, only certain ones.
for about the last 4 years.
How many years? 4?
More longer than 4, since I've been here, it's never been done.
David Kochek, I remember him cracking the one
Yeah.
at my place.
It was,
That
was 2 years
that's
ago.
that's a dead end line, we do flush that one still.
Yeah.
That one by the South Shop, down by the old water treatment plant. There's a few that we have. to-
that's sediment drops,
Okay.
Yeah, the level of chlorine drops in the water and there is a few.
but also sediment that will plug the valve or harden them.
Okay, sorry.
That's better.
So how many what you say is just one that's not operational to your knowledge?
There's 2 that have to be fixed right now that I know of, possibly a third one that talks about. And Nika Fork knows about 2 of them that he has to check, it's down inside the bottom, one has to be completely replaced. And one that he thinks can be fixed from the top.
So he's attacking 2, the third one is,
Third one is, I'm not exactly sure, John had opened it, but said it doesn't like to close, so he hasn't opened it again to try it out.
Or might just have a piece of garbage stuck in it.
There could be
Maybe if it
trouble.
went for a while, probably clean it
Yeah,
out.
watch it.
It might, yeah.
Yeah.
Best time to do that is not in the dead of winter.
No, in springtime. I mean, we get a little breeze here, but
That's just, that's not bad.
Okay, so are we? We're good? Okay.
Yeah, she's.
Any other questions or?
There was another report that Ashley can speak to if I don't think there's anything else for him. He can maybe leave if we were to jump.
Okay, why don't we make the motion
Up
for
to you.
this one?
Yeah.
For 6.1, we're gonna have 3 motions, and they are as follows: to accept the reports, the administrative reports, the CAO meetings, the development, the FCSS, and Public Works, verbal and written as presented. So who has that motion?
Sure.
Deputy Mayor Kuzla, all in favor? Motion is
It
carried.
might be hard to read, but
Councillor Scarf will have the motion that directs administration to bring back the sidewalk information updates by the library on the south side of the library building to a future meeting of council.
This is the only one we get.
All in
Can we have
favor?
one?
is it okay, size?
Hi, we're making a motion and we're voting, so. Okay, so all in favor? I mean, Councillor Scarf, the library.
Motion to determine a plan of action for the sidewalk south of the library building.
Okay, all in favor, the motion is carried, thank you. And the third motion is going to be, and I'm gonna take this motion, and it's going to be to direct administration to bring back an acting pay policy before or on or before the April meeting, regular meeting of council. All in favor? The motion is carried, thank you. Moving on. CAO Fighton, where did you want us to go?
Just if we could go to the, there's 2 related to snow, so there's the one for the egg complex, and then there's the mortem report. I'm grabbing just more copies of that. If that was good enough size, I didn't wanna, that works, I'll get 4 more.
Okay, so what we'll do the egg society one right now.
Okay.
And and then we'll have a quick break and we can do all the photocopying we need after that.
I'll make a motion to pay the bill.
Okay. All in favor? Motion is carried.
This is 9.1, council code elect.
Which is 96. So we're paying 669 to Northern Plains. Care of the Egg Society. Thank you. I'm going to be making a subsequent motion after that. Thank you.
Are you good, Carly?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got- Yeah, 8 part. So, what page was that on?
You got those 3 motions coming out of the public works report.
Tegan, what page was the?
It's 9.1, says 96 to 106.
Okay.
Ag Society. Thank you, Molly.
So,
Pay the invoice.
yeah. And so that motion is.
I got it.
It's probably in the desired outcomes, okay? And Deputy Mayor Kudlak has that motion. We called the question, so the motion has passed.
Okay.
Based on the information provided on page 105. Number 5, the term. I'm going to make a motion to direct administration to bring back the agreement, which is scheduled to expire March 31st, 2026, and to include the snow removal prior to events, to go back to the Egg Society and be extended for 1 year only, not 3 years. And I'm going to
Can you repeat that motion, please?
Sure. So the term is on page 105, that's what we're talking about, and it's scheduled to end March 31st, 2026. So I'd like this to come back to council. The motion is to direct administration to bring back the agreement.
Ag Society agreement.
Yeah, the Egg Society agreement to the March 3rd meeting with the addition to include snow removal prior to events for council review or discussion, we can vote on it then. So Carly, are we okay with that? Calling the question, all in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. Would everyone like a 5-minute break at this time? Okay, sure. Calling a recess at 8:06. Welcome back, everyone. And we're going to reconvene the meeting at 8:16 p.m. And we're going to move to page 120, the post-mortem snow removal report. Thank you to administration for preparing this for us. Yeah, so I'm going to flip right to page 127. And that is the actual report where we've been passed out the spreadsheet. We'll come back to that. So looking at the report, everyone's had a chance to read through it. And my one question right off the bat, again, thank you for doing it. Who prepared this report? One individual or the department or?
So I can answer that. I set the framework for the report, filled in the blanks and the details with a combination of finance, public works.
So like a group?
Yep.
Okay, so, and then, anyone in particular in the public works or just the information was brought forward?
Well, there was our team lead and our finance director.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay. If anyone has any questions, and so now I'm going to go to page my goal is to take this, what was prepared for us. So we have some information. So we now have kind of a general guideline of the hours, the time, everything. And then, so we're going to take this information. We go into a budget meeting February 10th. And there's some recommendations. We might need some additional resources. We're going to figure out if we have to increase the service delivery levels and see how we can more efficiently use this information from the report to move forward and support public works. That's my goal. In the meantime, we're waiting for a meeting with the county. I know there was some reference about the meeting with the county on page 131. I'm going to let the motion stand that we are going to have a meeting with the county and we're not going to refer it to ICC, but that's totally up to admin. It's all of council does not sit on ICC and I'd like all council to be present. There's such a thing as a joint town and county meeting. We just want to explore some options. We want to have a discussion. And we're not cutting any jobs. We're not doing anything different. We're just obtaining information.
So I did meet with the county CAO. It was said at this time until there's stability, until they reach capacity, shared services is not something that would even be discussed at this time. However, they did mention
if I may interrupt, not where I'm going with that. Council to council, just
Right.
discussion.
Yeah.
Not CAO to say we're going to start contracting out.
No.
Just to see what that looks like. We
Right.
have equipment and we have people.
And then what was shared with me at that meeting, because the original CAOs have that history of, I guess the discussion of cost shared services though, became an ICC topic, and there is a whole protocol through the ICC bylaw for any cost sharing services between municipalities, whether it's public works or other pieces of the organization. So they did instruct me that if it was to become a conversation, there is actually a protocol developed through the ICC where that needs to go. That's what I was told. I'm just passing that on. So
Okay.
if you wanted to add it to joint municipalities at a future date, you go ahead. That's fine.
Thank you for that. I wouldn't want to add it to joint municipalities with all four represented through the two villages, the town and the county. I would then ask for a joint town and county meeting. We're long overdue for that. There's probably some initiatives that can be discussed there. The benefit of that, aside from ICC, only 2 members of council sit on that. So this is all council and all admin. And this is not to go to the finish line and start regionalizing or adding services. This is just to see what this looks like.
We were there at one time though. We actually had our hourly rate for the equipment from the county. And we had an agreement in place when you were available.
Our council was there too with gas when we were short staffed.
Which we currently are operating underneath that supervisors, the supervision from the counties with the vacancy of the public works manager. Because we lost that certification required, so we are operating under the county. We did sign an agreement just so council is aware, so that we can continue without having an employee with those certifications. The water and wastewater.
So when did that take place?
The agreement was just signed in the last week. It's happened in the past when we've had, actually, maybe you can speak to it.
Last time Billy and Barry left, when they left, they also, water certification, proper people left. John was the only one that had it. Prior to Eric's leaving, he was in the middle of trying to get that course as well, but.
So we just have to operate formally underneath the county's supervision until that's back in place.
And so those type of agreements are administration only, or do they come to council?
No, just admin only. So we've signed it off with the county
Well, then
just to
thank-
make sure we're okay. And I just wanted council to know that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
It's if we have something go wrong with the water, because we still do our daily testing and our weekly back T testing, all that's the same. It's just if we have an issue, we call the
Yeah.
county's
I'm
certified
so
people.
glad to hear that.
And they know who
I'm so
exactly,
glad.
because you have to call and report it right away.
And they got the water department anyway, so
Yes.
it's not,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
We're very concerned about the safety of our community and the water and
Everything is
everything.
still running as it should. There's no
Thank
problem there. It's just if we have to report something, there people report it to.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So that was my goal in bringing this forward to after a postmortem is done, we do a review of what the action items, and if we're putting more money in a budget of some certain things, or we're reevaluating the whole scope of it. So I'd still, we'll go step 2, wait for that meeting. Step 3, it'll be coming back and there'll be a larger discussion, time permitting, to see what is best for supporting this organization. How does that sound to everybody? Okay, Molly, the floor is yours. If you'd like to talk about the spreadsheets or anything, or if you'd like to add more, or Ashley, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to share, because like in the council report, for whatever reason, the Excel condensed, the spreadsheet condensed to like a mini inch spreadsheet. So these are the larger versions, which I apologize, they're probably still hard for some people to read. This is the annual work plan that we had been working on, and it has taken some time. But just to get everything kind of all in one spot with all of the input from the team. So that's an annual screenshot of that. In the package as well, I didn't reprint those because I think those printed out okay, was a snapshot of what February's work plan also looks like. So we have those generated for each month for the year, where it's really broken down into the main duties. But keeping in mind that those are still in draft, like, because they are subject to change based on the different priorities at the time that come our way and the different environmental factors we have to deal with, staffing constraints. We have to be flexible with them, but it at least gives the crew an overall plan moving forward so that we shift from that reactive to more proactive state. It is something that I was planning to mainly bring back as part of the overall efficiency review, which is going to include the snapshots of the department business plans, because that's largely for public works what that consists of. But since we were talking about snow, there was comments about mainly we do snow removal primarily for the winter, and I wanted to show that there is more than just snow removal. We have to be mindful of a lot of other things at the same time. There are a lot of competing factors that is not always visible, right? And I really thought it was important for council to be aware of some of the things that happen behind the scenes as well that we have to pivot through.
Yeah, and I think, go ahead, Tina.
I was just gonna say, this is really great, so I just wanna understand it, so these along the left side, these are all the things that are on based on your discussions with Public Works, that are some of their duties. So there's an
Yes.
extensive list here. And then the highlighted section is what month that they do, that those duties are mandatory, that they have to, that you're going to be working on those duties within that time. Is that correct? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, and there are still some things that are missing, like they do a lot of service requests, there might be other things Ashley wants to add that, you know, aren't captured, but those are the kind of ongoing annual.
So I just wanted to say publicly, I know Ashley and I talked that I think Public Works does a lot within this town. Okay, and I just want to correct myself on that and publicly say that. And seeing this is so great to be able to see, okay, these are all the things that you guys do. These are the months that you do them. And then you're saying that you're gonna be adding to this.
Not more mine.
Sorry, I didn't print one off for
Oh, you
Ashley
have one.
myself, I'm sorry. I didn't print my own either.
Cause I almost went on the computer and made it really
Oh,
large.
yeah, that's really,
Yeah.
really good. And so this can be posted, like, this would be posted somewhere so that the Public Works sees it all the time. Is that kind of the initiative?
I actually can speak to what they do, but they've got their whiteboard where they go over the game plan and, you know, as our vacancies get filled as well, this is gonna be really important and it's even gonna be something that, you know, I become part of that process because I'd love to sit with them at the beginning of their week too and just do a whiteboard session, so they see what the week ahead looks like, so. Okay, feel free to chime in, Ashley.
So I got Bruce
Oh.
and then I'm gonna,
Yeah, I'm reading this, yeah, it all makes sense, just a few little things in there, like some of the lines are pretty long, like remove wing from grader, there's 2 weeks to remove the wing, that's a 3 or 4 hour, 2 hour, that's a 2 hour job.
Takes me an hour.
Huh?
I'm not.
Takes him an hour.
Takes me an hour.
Takes an hour, yeah, but we got it scheduled for 2 weeks, there,
I'm
it's just,
guessing it could be any time within that.
oh yeah, any time for sure.
It's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't take 2 weeks to do it, it's just.
so the colors are not the duration of the task, it's just in that
Oh,
window of
in that
opportunity.
timeline. Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so if I could just make.
Sure.
So I have a couple thoughts here. And so thank you for doing all this. Okay, is there any value? Okay, so I'm gonna, is there any value? So say, for example, there's a gentleman that is living in the community. He used to be the manager in Public Works. Is there any value in bringing him in for a couple of hours and walking through any of this at a,
Sorry, bringing who in, sorry?
well, I'm not gonna mention his name, but there's a gentleman that lives in the community that was a previous employee of the town, and he was the foreman, the Public Works manager, and he knows where all the keys are, he knows where everything's kept. Is there any value for him to sit down or come in at a cost or a paid honorarium and work with the team now? I'm also, where I'm going with this is, and you might not have to answer right away, but we had some news today. So we have an employee, I'm looking at retention, if there's any opportunity that employee would stay if things are changing direction. I know the report, and so now I'm going into my second thought, the report and how this all came about, it was very, I received a lot of phone calls after that, positive and negative. And it's not about the people, it is about the issues. So a lot of people don't understand the way council works. We have one employee, we have a CAO, we have one employee. So we were not targeting the people, we were targeting the issues. We can't be in that situation again. And so we're accountable to the 975 people that live here. And so the long range plan, and I spoke about this earlier, to take the information, and then when we come to the action plan, we might say, you know what, it's not about the money, it's not about the equipment, it's not about working with the county, it's about changing our policy or changing the parking bans, getting these extra vehicles off the street to make your job easier. The trailers that are parked there over 72 hours, get everybody moved so that we can better equip the people and the resources that we have to run more efficiently. And that's kind of the big picture at the 30,000 feet view of what I want to do and accomplish.
Mhm.
It's beautifully said, yeah.
That makes sense to me.
That's my plan. You might have a different plan. So I'm hoping that employee that's willing to stay on the month would look at the changes that are to come and share the vision and in terms of progress and growth and just say, you know what, I'm gonna turn around and apply for that working foreman's job and stay in and be part of the team.
Yeah, you know, I can't control employee decisions, but I'm pretty sure that decision's been made, it's been put in writing, and there's, you know, a transitional plan already put in place. We have to act fast. Yeah, I can't speak to that part, but I would just say that what this is a snapshot of what things look like for us going forward. And I think that under bullet 6, moving forward, the lessons learned and improvement. Yeah, we had contingency plans that were not acted in place. We had environmental issues that were above normal. We had 300% higher than normal. Sorry, 300% more snowfall over a 30-year average for what hit us in December in Alberta. We had a lot of moving parts and we have some lessons learned, and I think we've identified that. I think that between enhancements in our leadership, our more proactive planning approach, and some of the things that we've just talked about internally with our team, including myself, Ashley, and the guys that are here, and our communication process is something that we've really talked about as well. And it's not just with the public as well, it's internally, right? It's between myself and council and myself and the public works team and staff, you know, as a whole. So I think we're on the right track. I've already myself seen a lot of improvements. This is gonna be an ongoing process, but I think we're on the right direction. And yeah, resources in terms of more so equipment, I guess we could say, is something that we can talk about. Our service level is gonna change. I'm not sure, that's up to council, that's what council does. Does our current equipment match our current service levels, I guess is the main question. And I would say in normal circumstances, they do. But we got extremely behind and we played catch up for quite some time. But I think, you know, we have the tools that we need in place for right now. We've identified a couple areas of improvement for equipment resources, which could be discussed again at the time of budget. However, I have also, as part of this report, just made a comment about, you know, not pressuring council to also make too many extreme decisions or changes in their service levels at this time as well. We have identified that we need to do a little bit of an organizational efficiency review, and those are all things that we need to look at holistically and not piecemeal. So I would just say take some time to think on what comes out of this report and discuss further at the time of budget. But I'd say we have our public works working foreman position already posted. And I think we should stick to that course and do our best with onboarding this individual as well. I think we have a fantastic team of people with some long-term knowledge and working experience, and we need to utilize that and leverage it. And I think that's what we need to do.
Okay, so
I don't think we need to bring on anybody else at this time, other than filling.
I still want to leave that open. Like I said, I have a plan and I just went through the 3 steps. We finished number 1, we're going into the county for the meeting. And then at number 3 with the action items, what does that look like? So in the report, you said that it was 4 people for the current snow removal.
Yeah.
If we discuss at the level of council that the information presented that's the way we're gonna remove snow, then that's where we're gonna stay. If we're gonna do other options, then we're gonna have to plan accordingly, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So, any more questions, comments?
Just looks like we're moving in a good direction.
Yeah. You don't know what to say?
I could say lots of stuff, but
Okay.
I don't know.
But it's still, I want you to have the time to say what you need to say as well, Ashley.
Yeah, this snow that hit us was lots. As people said, this is the worst they've seen the roads in how many years? Because any other snowfall we ever got, we managed it. We cleaned up within a few days. This was just lots. Every community around suffered from it, and they're still suffering from it.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
go ahead.
If we get typically March and April, we can get our heavy wet snows, like to get 8 inches heavy wet, no problem, that could happen. And it really stalls us.
sure.
So I think we have to, you know, and I mean, you have to sort of have an action plan in case that happens. When you see they're calling for it, we have to sort of, I think, mobilize certain issues like contractors or whatever. We have to have them on board, ready to help out.
That's another key piece, yeah. So we talked about really strengthening that list and making sure that we're all on board with it and have it in place, and we're bringing back that policy for February 17th as well.
Great.
So also to add, before Christmas, we got a good amount of snow block.
Mhm.
And to get the roads cleaned before the break, we had pushed a lot of it to the sides like we usually do. And then when this big heavy amount fell, we cleaned everything, the windrows that we pushed up to make the extra room just in case it got us again. So by the end of like February, March, when we get those big dumps, we like to have the streets cleaned, the windrows cleaned up. So that if we have to blast it to the sides, we can. And then it won't take near as long to clean the roads, right?
Yeah.
We just removed everything this time
I
because there
agree.
was so much.
I agree. So December, before the big snow, December 23rd, before the break, streets, sidewalks, 10 out of 10, perfect. Then it's snow, right? So now, looking forward, should we anticipate with anything, are there, say we get a fast melt, there's lots of banks, are we gonna run into trouble or?
I don't think so. Today was a pretty good testament to that. We opened up a few of the gutters. They're not frozen or nothing. We just opened them up and the water's running pretty good.
Yeah. it's running good. In the morning, when I went out, there was lots of pooling already.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours later, she was moving.
Yeah, I cleaned up a few of the drains that I know that are problem areas.
Yeah.
And yeah, the water was running pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're on top of that.
It's this warm weather carries on. You're in the subdivision that the three of us live in. That is starting to break up. There was one guy stuck in his driveway this evening, 5 o'clock, just north of your place. He's stuck and it's starting to break up.
You will be in that area.
There is a buildup.
Yeah.
I already have a plan for tomorrow. We're gonna be down in that area.
Also, is there any plan to move that snow off of the lawn in front of the Barbie Nook?
Not at this time.
Oh, and
It's on a private residence, it's
Yeah.
quite a, it's on a private
That's
residence.
Starchips.
Yeah, but it's actually consistently really high. Ashley did take me down there.
But that snow pile is on the front lawn of the house right across from the Barbie Nook. It's a big pile.
There's lots of snow
And it
across everywhere, but
Why
we
was
do
it-
have a
Why was
boulevard.
it placed
Was it-
on,
was
why was
not-
it placed on the front lawn?
We've placed snow there all the time. This year
On
there's a
that
lot.
fellow's front lawn?
Yes, he also mentioned it last year.
Oh, so
I would say from now on, we should stay away from that as best possible. Like, we can run into problems like flooding in
yeah.
the springtime.
So I am getting some calls and some feedback on that where that some people that are walking into town, they use that main road. So the signage for the traffic, it's not good. There's poor visibility and that area has been known to really flood in the spring.
where's that one by Maria?
Right by Percy Church's house, the little.
Oh, there, right there.
Right at that intersection.
So that's Sheldon Ferguson's.
Yeah, Sheldon's, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I guess I think from council point of view, as long as we're getting permission from that landowner that we can put those piles of snow, we're okay.
Did we get permission from him?
I
No,
think this-
he was in Mexico. He was not in the country when we moved the snow off that road.
That's on the Starchick property,
On Sheldon's, yeah.
Sheldon.
Okay,
So
anyway.
he was in Mexico?
Should we,
Bryson was.
Okay.
Sheldon had no problem. I was there to be.
Oh, Bryson or Sheldon owns it.
Yeah, he had no problem with me,
So
and I
we're
was there the
okay.
day before, talked to Sheldon.
we're
As
okay.
long as it's good, yeah.
This Sheldon never said, I said, we'll be cleaning snow and piling, they said, there's lots of, he said, okay, yeah.
Okay, good.
And I'm sure if they complain, then something will be done.
It's okay,
right?
Sheldon, it's.
So
It's good, yeah.
here's where I could go with this. Part of the action items when we go back, on phase 3. Maybe there is agreements, just like we're doing with contractors, maybe we have agreements with people that have vacant lots or that are looking that they want the snow piled, then we don't have to haul it away. That could be something in the future. There's a lot of vacant lots in the community. Pile the snow there, okay? My concern is the traffic signs and when they're high to the stop sign and we're not seeing that, that could be a problem, but there's opportunities for the future. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a tough area through Barbie Nook,
Yeah.
because there's no lots there.
And it's
Now you pretty much
congested
have
with
to
the
haul.
parking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so congested.
All the way down almost.
And it's a narrow road, can't leave windrows.
And everybody's parking there. 'cause
And they
everybody's
park
parking
on both sides.
And that was one of the last to do before you went to the back alley or to the residential. No.
Okay, so are we okay to accept the postmortem report on snow removal and street cleaning operations conducted between December 27th, 2025 and January 21st, 2026 as presented by administration?
Actually, let's
That's
continue.
for-
Thing.
And if it wasn't the last road, we were actually there way before. We had signs, we told the Barbie Nook employees not to park on the road the next morning. And they didn't listen at all. They parked in front of our signs and we had no room to work on that road, so we left it. No later,
I think I'd seen that too, yeah.
it was not the last road.
They're pretty, they don't listen because Sheldon doesn't want them parking in front of their house.
It's
And
a
they do.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation, and then they have their own parking lot, so when the residents have to have the snow clearing in that parking lot, they park on the street, so it's very compounded.
Okay, well, we'll pay attention to that a
Okay.
little better, maybe have a good talk with Barbie Nook one day. Marianne, you'll have a good talk with Barbie Nook.
Thank you. So I have a motion on the floor, I'm gonna make that motion, and we're calling the question, all in favor? The motion is carried, thank you. And we're gonna do a couple more items, then we'll go into closed and we'll be seeing what we can do quickly. So coming back, we've done all in numbers. We're going to go to page 66 and accept the delegation from James McDonald, Northern Lights. We're on page 66, Deputy Mayor Kudlak, sorry.
I like that.
Deputy Mayor Kudlak accepts or moves that the town of Smoky Lake accept for information the presentation on the Northern Lights Library System 2025 review and 2026 future updates presented by James McDonald, Executive Director. Any discussion, comments, questions? All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you.
And we'll also do the.
Ned Evans.
Okay, and
And give administration direction to allow the gentleman to place it on
yeah,
that
so we're gonna do two motions. We'll execute the agreement on
property. Where you have to give the land location.
town.
At his own
Like that
risk,
recommendation?
at his own risk.
Okay, so here we go. Deputy Mayor Dan Kodlak moves that the town of Smoky Lake accepts for information the presentation by Mr. Ben Evans from the Delta Waterfowl regarding the Delta Waterfowl's conservation efforts regarding hen houses. And administration works to support any social media postings or advertising that are approved by Mr. Evans.
Also put in there.
We're doing two motions. All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. Carly, we're good. And then if you'd like to keep going or Deputy Mayor Kodlak moves that council may executes the hen house conservation agreement with Ben Evans of Delta Waterfowl for all hen houses placed on Smoky Lake owned property.
Yes.
All
At
in
his own
favor?
risk.
All in favor? Would you
Yeah,
accept that
that
friendly amendment at his own risk?
At their
Might be an
own-
agreement, but
Yeah, they're, well,
to check.
not at their own risk, it's at, I don't know how you word it, but it's so the town's not
It's
responsible.
harmless.
The town is not responsible for anything.
Yeah.
Hold harmless.
Yeah.
What is it? Hold?
Well, hold harmless agreement is typically what you would think.
Carly, are we okay with that?
Something.
But and Delta Waterfowl. Hold harmless?
Oh,
I'll wordsmith it.
placed on, yeah, as long as it's placed on the Smoky Lake owned land, property.
Yeah.
All in favor, the motion is carried, thank you. Okay. I have no clue where we are. So we're going to go into closed session. To do 14.2 so that our CAO is going to be departing. A motion to go into closed at 8:46.
Move.
I'm gonna give it to Councillor Scarry.
Sure.
Okay, all in favor? The motion is carried, thank you. Motion to come out of closed session at 8:52 PM. Deputy Mayor Goodluck, all in favor? The motion is carried, thank you. Going to have a motion to accept the update as presented in closed session from the previous meeting. January 22nd.
Motion to, or
Okay, all in favor? The motion is carried. And Councilor Rosachek is going to is going to go back into closed session at 8:53 for the CAO check-in. ATIA, section
22.
22. Thank you, Carly. All in favor, I call the question, 8:53:52. Motion to come out of closed session at 9:31. Deputy Mayor Kortlat. All in favor, motion is carried. Going back to the agenda, we are now on.
just raise your hand.
We now on. We're going to go to 7.3, the municipal reserve update. Crystal, can you walk us through that one? And it's on page 71.
Okay, we got 8.2.
Just.
Or no, sorry, 7.3, yeah.
Yeah,
What was that, Mary?
page 71, municipal reserve update, 7 or 8.3.
So there was there is an FCSS reserve in the restricted. I did some digging and it looks like there was a grant. Alberta Healthy Communities Initiative grant that was funded by Alberta Health Services in 2019. And I believe administration at the time, due to COVID, it kind of got stalled to do anything with the grant with FCSS. So it was put into a restricted reserve. So the projects went forward, expenses were paid, but the reserve funds weren't recognized as revenue to offset the expenses, the expenditures. So it's still sitting there. No, council just has, council can leave it in there, or they can use it for a special project or back into general revenue.
Okay, so I think the recommendation, and thank you for preparing this, number 2 on the page of 71. The motion will be that the Town of Smoky Lake Council approve the removal of the FCSS reserve account and authorize the transfer of the $19,454 from the FCSS reserve to general reserve accumulated surplus.
That's your motion?
Yep, that's my motion. All in favor? The motion is carried. Second motion that I'll make is that the Town of Smoky Lake accept for information the departmental reserve report covering the period from January 1st, 2025 to November 30th, 2025. All in favor? Thank you. And thank you, Crystal, for preparing that for us. Carly, we're okay to move on.
Yeah, you missed the stuff in the administrative reports, like the utility reports and the development or quarterly financial reports. If
And the
you,
SCSS report, right?
no, 6 points.
6.2, we're on page 38. So page
Sorry, did I
38.
miss it? Did we go through the FCSS report and ask for questions or clarification or motion on that?
Administrative.
Yeah, we approved the report. Rochelle's not here, so is it something that we can,
I just had a question about the vehicle that they were talking about.
the grant?
Yeah, for a vehicle that is,
So it's under the grants, right?
it's a grant and it's for a vehicle with a wheelchair accessible minivan, and I just wanted to know who would be owning this. Would it be the town owning this minivan, and what? I just wanted to talk more about that.
For a singular wheelchair for run around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the town owns it, like, what are the?
Would it be something that we could wait the 2 weeks and come back on the
Yes,
17th?
absolutely, yeah.
Was that easy?
I just wanted to start that so we can discuss it.
Better.
So, okay, so we're going back to page 70, sorry, going back to page 38, 7.6.2 administrative reports. We have the utility reports for December 2025 billing and tax report for January 2026. Comments, questions? So on page 43, as best you can, it's the tax file balance for the taxes. And sadly, when there's 12 properties placed on the 2026 review or arrears list, is it 1 year, and then if they're not paid, they go for public auction.
So when the taxes are, so the first year, so January, so taxes are due on August 31st. As of January 1st, the following year, they're unpaid. Following year after that, they're tax arrears.
Okay.
And then the year after that is public auction.
So
Yeah.
third year
Year
or
and a
actually
half.
works over total term? 4-year total term. Yeah.
Okay, so the motion, and I'll go to Councillor Scarf, that the town of Smoky Lake accept for information the written utility reports for gas, water, and solar services for December 2025, and the written tax report for January 2026 as presented. Is Carly okay with that, or? Yes. Councillor Scarf, okay,
I'll make that.
all in favor? The motion is carried. And so then we did Pam's report, and we have a motion to approve it. And then we're going to the quarterly financials. Everyone had a chance to look through it. I noticed you changed the check listing. I'm probably gonna get a motion to bring it back. So we're going in order. Councillor Rosachek, did you make the motion that the town of Smoky Lake is set for information the quarter four financial reports as follows: operating position, council expense report, accounts payable listing, capital projects, community support. All in favor? The motion is carried. I'm going to add this one, and I can make sure Carly gets it. A motion to provide the quarterly report check listing to the February 17th meeting. And if that's okay with everyone, the motion is carried. Okay. And to
9.2.
yeah. So no, we did, so we're on 7.4, the discussion of strategic planning sessions.
Yeah.
And the roadmap. I have some motions, and unfortunate that CEO Fighton's not here. But I looked at it and I took a kind of a read of where I think council could be. And I don't think we're here yet. So. I was looking for my. Page 8, if I do that, that's right. So first I'm gonna go to the, yeah. I'm gonna go to the roadmap. You may read, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna read my comments. I thought the RFD was very well prepared, and thank you to CAO Fighton. Lots of good options. I would go to the motion on page 85. So this is the roadmap and so the motion is very simple. I just made some notes. I agree with number one, February 17th. That will help us keep on track. Carly, I'm on page 85. So just discussing it. I don't think we're in a rush to do this. I know it was very well prepared. I think that we need that organizational review to decide what we're doing in terms of budget and everything. So the motion will be, sorry. If you agree, or let me tell you first before the motion. Okay, so keep February 17th. And number two is I would like to have sometimes in March to task administration with creating a final report for what the previous council did as their strategic plan. I think there's some value to get the information from the previous strategic plan from 2022 to 2026. And I don't know if you've had a chance to review it all. I have it with me if you need a copy, but there could be some valuable information as to what the summary would look like. If there was the objectives and the goals and the key findings, that would help the new strategic plan that would come probably in August. But I'll come back to the motion. So that takes March. Number three, in April. Before we go into any type of strategic planning, I think we need to be out there in the community and see what the public wants. And I had put on my campaign brochure that we would have coffee with council, a couple of sessions where we get together with our community members, see what's important to them. What does the community want? We don't know. We haven't had a lot of interaction. We might have some preconceived ideas. And so if we book 3 or 4 sessions in April, that would line us up perfectly. In May, it's already been decided that we should, I'm going back to the chart, number 4, May 5th, right at the bottom lower corner, the budget alignment. I think that's very valuable. And so that we might be ready for strategic planning, probably July, August. And I think we have plenty of time. So if council's in agreement with that, I'm not
So
saying.
just repeat, when would we do the coffee with council? Because that's something that I've actually heard in the community is really
Yeah,
desired.
I'm thinking in April, spring, it warms up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're out there, get together, have some,
Yeah.
whether we schedule it at the bakery or at another venue, or just even here in the chambers, get some notes, get people invited in, one-on-ones or a group session but I'll frame that in the motion, and then unless someone tells me differently that they are really anxious to get the strategic planning done now, I think there's a little bit of research that needs to go into it.
Right. I do believe that we should have a pre-session prior to that, so we know council's ideas of what we'd like to see too.
I agree.
Because I think between knowing the finances now and knowing our abilities and our limitations, we have a pretty good handbook compared to the public.
Yep.
So then this way we can have the answers for them if there was a certain answer.
Agreed.
For sure. Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Going around the room, we're in agreement.
Yep.
The motion will be as follows. To direct administration to present a strategic plan from previous council 2022 to 2026. Final report to summarize overall impact, goals, and objectives achieved with key findings and recommendations to council at the March regular council meeting with revised roadmap as follows. February 17th, as is. March will be that final report coming to us that I just mentioned. April, public engagement, coffee with council, 3 to 4 sessions. Number 4, May 5th, keep as is. Number 5, strategic planning, July, August. So that's the motion. It'll come back revised. We can look at it and then go from there. All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. Oh, great. You're gonna buy cake. Deputy down.
Ice cream cake.
Okay, so we.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, we've got the Harvest Gold information. 8.6 is the MPE workshops, no RFD. We're moving on. That'll be deferred till the 17th, unless Crystal, you want to share anything? Sorry, we do need those RFDs. Like, we can't make a decision and talk about dates. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we did 9.1, or sorry, 8.1, the clearing, the human resources. I'm just gonna, my goal is to take some of the policy writing off. I did the RFD, okay, so, or not the RFD, I did the CAR. I presented to, and I emailed to all of you. I'm on 107. It was identified that admin has a lot of policies. We're quite far behind. And I was thinking, in order to maybe have an HR company come in 20 hours a month, get a quote. What does that look like? They can make those policies. They can help with any type of recruitment, and then we're all caught up.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're doing that. I just like to see what the quotes. So, how does that sound?
But we have to remember, if we bring in a company, it's still going to be quite a lot for the CAO. We just have to keep that in mind, right? Because although we're hiring a company, doesn't the CAO work with the company?
Not really.
There's specialty companies like HR or human resource consulting companies that they offer these services. They do policy and development. They are experts.
The county had them too.
Yeah,
So
I think
they're
they
in
still have
place,
them.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Okay.
Okay, but I think why don't we get the information to come back and then you make a better informed
Okay.
decision? Because at this rate, if we keep adding policies like I did today, we're never gonna get caught up.
Yeah.
And there's some outstanding. If you go back through the action list, there's quite a few to come back. So the motion, I'm gonna give it to Councillor Churn. The motion would be to direct administration to obtain quotes for human resources consulting services to provide policy development and recruitment services for approximately 20 to 25 hours monthly over a 6-month term for 3 quotes plus 1 additional quote from Lakeland. They're a company from Bonnyville currently being used by the county to be presented at the February 17th meeting. And they're just very 3, that's the motion, 3 very basic entry level quotes plus the additional 1 from Lakeland, 4 quotes in total. We decided that's the best way. So the scope of work was identified and what we want them to do, the timeline, and then all they have to come back. So 20 hours to 25 hours a month. And on a 6-month duration, they come back with that quote, that number, we move forward or not at all. Okay, that's the motion. Everybody understands. Any other questions, comments, or all in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. On page 109, this was brought forward just to recognize the burden and time of some of the meetings. I had canceled every second meeting in the months of March, April, and May to go down to 1 meeting per month. And that was, so you can vote against it, you can make an option, whatever. And then I moved the start time to 4 p.m. Looking around the room, any questions, comments, or?
He's holding this comment.
For 4 is terrible.
Okay, tell me more.
I
What,
could maybe stretch it to 5. Instead of 6,
okay,
but
I'm working full time, but I'm willing to make it work. Sorry, were you moving on to me?
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, it's fine.
I mean, it's a long day. I leave work and I come straight here, but at least we're cutting down on the meetings for administration as well as for tax dollars and for us.
I'll make it work.
okay. 5,
Yeah,
So the motion would be the recommendation with the exception of the start times will move to 5 for March 3rd, April 7th, May 5th. We'll try it out 3 months, see how we do from there.
So these are now the official meeting dates, moved to time 5.
Yeah, would that be okay, Carly?
Yep, for those stated.
Yeah, and then we're canceling those other
Yeah.
ones, okay? So just like it was prepared.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, the motion is carried. Thank you, everyone. Well, like I said, we'll try it out 3 months. We know what we're doing, and if it makes a difference and improves, that's great. So guess what? Page 111, I brought that forward again. And I don't know if you want more of an explanation, so we have. You know, do you want to see the old logo? Very talented lady. She made that, personal friend of mine, owns a graphics company in Edmonton, born and raised here, and did the counties. So can we revert that? Okay. Any other discussion, comments, questions?
Do you wanna pass that? I didn't see that in here.
Oh, it's
Is
in
it?
color in there.
Yeah.
So it's disappointed.
Go on.
So we used to have that one. We're
Oh,
going back.
sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
This was the one on Ashley's hoodie is the new one for the anniversary.
Mhm.
And it was nice for a while. We're not going to spend any more money. We're just going to reinstate it over a period of time. So moving forward, this logo will revert back. The admin has the vectors and everything. It shouldn't be difficult unless I've overlooked something. Do you think? I've overlooked some of the old bylaws even have that logo.
Yep.
Go ahead.
For business cards and things like that.
Don't add anything new, just use them up and
Yeah.
then once we replenish, then just use the old new logo. the old-
Flags, everything.
Just leave as is. Don't want it to cost any money.
Yeah.
But looking forward, the big picture is just for branding. And as we go into more branding and if we're doing anything, then yeah, we just want that logo and that tagline. That's the most important thing, the tagline, pumpkin capital of all corn. Okay.
that's what's important.
Yeah, so,
I'll make it.
motion, okay, yeah, Counselor Trent has the motion to reinstate reinstate the 2 vector versions of the previous Town of Smoky Lake logo used prior to the 100th anniversary logo with tagline Pumpkin Capital of Alberta over the next 6 months and for branding and marketing purposes. All in favor? Thank you. The motion is carried. Okay. And then we're on to page. This one's easy. Page 114. This is just kind of a housekeeping issue or a housekeeping motion for MCC director appointment. I'm going to make a motion that the Town of Smoky Lake Deputy Mayor Dan Kodlak and Councillor Bruce Churn execute the consent to act as director form as per organizational meeting held on October 29th, 2025, motion 833, 2025, being appointed as the Town of Smoky Lake representatives to the MCC for Smoky Lake Development Corp. All in favor? Thank you. The motion is carried. On to page 116, Spring Caucus. Okay, so this is a problem for me because the request to send in the ministers was January 30th. So we've exceeded the deadline, we're past due. If we wanted to have an appointment with the Honorable Minister Williams, he has a number of things under his mandate letter, which we don't have the mandate letter in front of us, but
I just actually reached out to the county and if they're going and they're not.
they don't usually attend ours is AUMA
I
or
know,
AM.
I have seen this before,
Okay.
too, that was representatives just like.
Okay.
AUMA goes to.
So I went last year and I spoke to Minister McIver at the time and another councillor just joined me. She was already at the council. So here's the motion, okay? We're going to approve one more question. Is anything already booked? Okay. I'm not gonna pay for anything, but we can reserve 2 hotel rooms, let's say. The motion would be to approve attendance of the Town of Smoky Lake approve attendance of 2 members of council to the Alberta Municipalities 2026 Spring Leaders Caucus. And potentially the CAO scheduled for March 25th, 27th, 2026 in Edmonton, pending being awarded a minister meeting to attend the conference. So if we don't get the meeting, we're not going. How does that sound?
Sure.
Okay. So that's gonna be the motion. Discussion to that. You need to email me by the end of day tomorrow, which is Friday, what initiatives that you would like to speak about. If there's any, and I will work with administration to put that together as quickly as possible so that we can get that appointment with the minister. It's very strict what he's mandated to do. It's the LG funding, but you'll look it up. That's your homework. All in favor of the motion is carried. Thank you. Have I missed anything or, we did the postmortem.
Bylaw policy.
Okay, so we're at the personnel. That's gonna be a good.
Did we miss?
Did you need that done? Who said? I do.
By end of day tomorrow. for your homework.
10.2.
Council reports, are we, did we miss that or did we?
No, you're
We're not there yet.
10.1.
Oh, okay.
The personnel policy. Yeah, the old 9, the new 10.1, page 132. Okay. So this is a tricky one. This is a personnel policy and bottom of page 132, I believe that everybody should write a timesheet. So contrary to what was presented to us, it remains as is. All employees fill out a timesheet. Hey, it's my opinion. Does everybody share that opinion?
Oh, for sure.
Moving on. There was a note on page 133 that there was specific provisions for the CAO. I'm gonna say no. Everybody else? Are we rewriting that policy? Tegan? We're rewriting the policy. It's gonna come back. So we're just providing suggested draft changes. Yeah, okay. I had also flagged on page, you know what, I changed. Let's defer this because right now, without our CAO present, I think I'd like, little walk us through it. She's also the one that prepared it and she was the one that was scheduled to present it. So in all fairness and with due respect, I'd like hers to come back to, so can we please defer it to the 17th of February or a later date? If it's not doable, then I want to add any more stress to this. Bylaw, very straightforward, 10.2.
Do you want a motion on that
Yeah,
or
you, motion.
to defer?
Yeah.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Kodlak defers it to a future meeting of council. All in favor? The motion is carried. Okay, moving on to page 132. This was something that already was No, I'm on the wrong
One
page.
153, you mean?
148.
Afraid.
So this, all the work had been done by admin to get this out. There was no, nothing came back. Okay, so this is basic, standard operating procedure. One question, do we have so are we going to get a current interest rate or is this it on top of page 149? It's identified as the interest rate 4.07. Is that what we're going with or would that have changed?
Which page are you on again?
149, sorry.
The 4.02, you mean? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, it's indicated the interest rate, and that's, that's hard for the people, right? Because it's not like. Go ahead, Crystal.
So under the relevant motions, that was a local improvement plan,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we had proposed. So the estimated total project cost was 120,000, and that was the estimated interest rate. So the actual project was lower than 120.
Oh, okay.
So we are going on actuals, and I don't have the interest rate in the borrowing bylaw, but if you go to the next bylaw, the local improvement tax bylaw,
Mhm.
interest rate is 4.03,
Same.
so it was the same.
Okay, so thank you for that. I'm not sure where we were. Councillor Scarf, would you feel comfortable giving it the first reading?
Absolutely. I would like to make the motion that the town of Smoky Lake pass first reading to bylaw number 01-2026, borrowing bylaw to incur indebtedness by the issuance of debenture in the principal amount of 56,202 for the purpose of paving section street 53 Avenue from 46th Street to a portion of 52nd Avenue.
All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. On to the next bylaw. We have the number 02-2026 local improvement. Again, this is very, this has all been pre-done and now it's coming forward in the first reading. And there's the process that follows coming next as outlined by admin. And Councillor Rosacek, would you feel comfortable in giving it the first reading?
Okay, motion one, the town of Smoke Lake, your first reading to bylaw number 02-2026. Being the local improvement tax for paving 53rd Ave, bylaw. For the purpose of imposing a local improvement tax in respect to all lands that directly benefit from paving on 53rd Ave from 46th Street to a portion of 52nd Ave.
All in favor? Motion carried. First reading, yeah, we're okay. Thank you. So now we're going to 10.1, Mayor and Councillor reports. You have before you a prepared report. It's consolidated for 2 months. I think at this time, Councillor Spark would like to speak on, give a verbal update on
Yes.
one of her committees.
Yeah, actually on 2 of the committees. So what I just wanted to bring forward was from the volunteer committee, the chamber, is that they would like to have a sit down with us. I think that pairs really well with what you had mentioned about having a coffee with a counselor. They would like to sit down with us. Perhaps they had mentioned that they were going to come here as a delegation, but they just wanted a heads up to council members that they are going to want to have some kind of coffee, breakfast, or wine and cheese with us just to discuss some of the things moving forward. One of them being the highway improvements on 28. They also had requested from administration that they get sent the report if that is something that's possible. The Highway 28 corridor transportation one. Yeah, because that's public. Yes, the transportation one. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's what they are wanting to come. They want to know if they have a voice when it comes to the ACP grant. So maybe we can just think on that. They want to know, they've heard about this grant and they want to know if.
Depends which one. Yeah, there's a couple of ACP grants. And so also to speak to that with the chamber and any community members, we were guaranteed by Michael Botras or Landon they would have public engagement. So there will be something hosted, I'm assuming in the community, for everybody to come and see with the presentation, ask questions and all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, good information.
Another thing, thank you that Ashley's still here. They would like to know about something that affects them directly, the policy on the sidewalks in front of their businesses. Do they get a one pass over with the broom?
That's the daycare.
Only where we fit. If we
Okay.
can't fit, then we can't go.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
do go wherever the broom fits, we'll try to get
Is it the steps and the power pole that screw you up, or what is it?
So we're talking like going down this street here,
Yeah.
the trees and the power outlet boxes. There's just not enough room for us to get through, so we're going down onto the road, over the curb, and we're bending our tires on the sweepers doing it, the rims. We just replaced 2 of the small wheels and it's expensive
What
jumping on and off the sidewalks.
about a smaller unit?
That's the narrowest one we can find.
Oh, okay.
Besides walkway on.
Yeah, like snow blower.
Yeah, we do have.
So that's
I
pretty
even have-
clear in our policy that it's where we
Walk
fit,
lines.
because as business owners, they're saying if we were
Use it for.
expecting a once over and we are,
I'm not sure what it says in the policy,
okay.
Yeah, and that overall, once we do that, the different bases, maybe that policy is coming back and it has to be changed. There's
Now,
no.
we're gonna change that, cause
Just let them.
it's unclear.
Yeah.
it's a pretty gray area.
Oh, very great.
Yeah.
Marion, you said that the community will have involvement. Who stated that?
We had a presentation from Alberta government and it was, Michael Botras wasn't here on the second one. So it was Landon, root, not root.
I remember that. Okay,
So there, it will be coming up. I can get you.
Okay.
It's been emailed to you guys too.
yes, okay, thank you.
And so I'm sure we have permission to share it.
It's public.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, great. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is the daycare. So I am now sitting on the daycare for another 2 meetings. Is it 3 or 2?
2 months,
2 months, okay.
until March 31st.
And there's just things that are relevant to you guys that I wanted to bring up so that I'm relaying information clearly. They are currently making the appropriate motions and procedures within their meetings to become a non-for-profit organization again. They want to put it in our ear that they want the town support again once they become a non-for-profit. So this is some discussion that we have to have. I'm not sure when. They expressed that they did not know that they were a for-profit business. They thought that as long as they were a cooperative, that they were non-for-profit. That's what was said. They asked me to speak to the decision for the town to withdraw, and they understood when I expressed to them that they are a business and we cannot sit on their board. They have waitlist concerns, they have building restrictions and concerns. They wanted to know about the lease with Aspen View, if that's specific to the pumpkin patch, or if it's just a lease for any daycare. And they ended up finding that information out, that it is actually just a lease for any daycare. So they are making their own decisions on how they're gonna move forward with that lease agreement. And then they inquired about the old school site, and I was able to share with them Pam's information. Their concern was that they use that park quite often as a daycare, and the park was not well taken care of. And I expressed to them that we did not own the park, and it wasn't our responsibility. Our public works actually, as a service to the community, as just a act of goodwill, clean up the park, cut the grass, but it's actually not our responsibility. It is the school's responsibility. So I just deferred their concerns about that, go to the school, because we do not own that. Aspen View owns that. But I did express to them that the public works are doing a favor to the town or to the people in the town by keeping on top of that grass. And then we will own that park, and I assured them that that park will be taken care of much better than it has been in the past. Okay. Nice,
When do
okay.
you expect it to be changed over.
It's in the works, and so it's just Aspen View who has to sign off on it at this point as per Pam. So it's in the works. We've done everything that we need to do administratively, and it just needs to be.
Surprising, it's a trade-off because new schools on town land or part of town land, when
It's very
No.
complicated,
Not anymore.
very complicated.
Save that for another
We
meeting.
gave,
Yeah.
we gave the land to Aspen View in trade for the old gym,
oh,
that got ripped down
Okay.
and
Triggers. So now, I'm going to ask for Councillor Spark to give the motion for the written and verbal report. So I did prepare that written report. If you were missed on any of your attending committees and that, please see me after class. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just closed everything down.
Oh,
I didn't mean to.
Councillor Spark,
Accidentally.
accepts the written and verbal consolidated council report as presented. All in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you. And we are going to number 12.1. Not enough information was presented. There was a different ask. We went to joint municipalities. We talked about it. The county's paying for everything at this time. There was a request for brochures as well that they're handing out. I don't think the town has one. My concern is that it's short notice. I don't think we would be making it a council approved event. And I don't think we have a town brochure to hand out, so I'm not sure what council feels about this one. Okay, that's the universal signal for file for information. That's the motion. All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. I would like to add to that is to send an email to Charnay and thank her for the opportunity, and we look forward to participating next year to not leave us out. Yeah, and that's, so maybe to Charnay and Marianne Jenke and Michelle Wright. Their email should be there, right? Okay, that's the motion. All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you again. And RCMP community profiles, lots of good information that was provided. And it is an accept for information motion.
I'll move.
Deputy Dan has that motion. All in favor? The motion is carried. Thank you. I'm tired, sorry. Now we're going to correspondence to file for information. Very similar. Councillor Churn has the motion to accept the correspondence and file for information. All in favor? The motion is carried. 12:10, 10:12, the motion at 10:12 p.m. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.